Okay, before we started recording, Nagraj Golapuri said, whatever Manjrekar says, I'll agree with. Now, is he agreeing with this now that he's heard him?
I will agree to disagree.
Everyone at the BCCI, please watch for the next 5 minutes because we are going to make life easy for you. We're going to give you all the right reasons and the not so great reasons that you must keep in mind before deciding who shall be Virat Kohli's successor in the longest format of the game. Sanjay Manjrekar is here. Nagraj Golapuri knows things that the BCCI officials don't. Dustin Silgado, Gaurav Sundaraman to churn out the numbers. So let's get opinions first. Seems a straightforward no-brainer, doesn't it, Sanjay? Rohit Sharma is white ball captain. Rohit Sharma should be test captain. Do you agree with that?
See, white ball teams over the years for India and for various countries, everybody is captain. It's no big deal. Test cricket, I still feel it's pretty sacred who captains. And I think even in this day and age, the selectors and everybody involved, think long and hard before they give the test captain to somebody. And they're also looking at somebody who's deserving of that honor. And I think at the moment, before Rishabh Pant or KL Rahul or somebody is suggesting Bumrah, I think Rohit Sharma deserves it more than all the names that I mentioned.
Okay, before we started recording, Nagraj Golapuri said, whatever Manjrekar says, I'll agree with. Now, is he agreeing with this now that he's heard him?
I will agree to disagree. He didn't let me finish only. So, of course, Rohit, but भाई रोहित and workload management भी चलेगा कुछ करना चाहिए ना.
He makes a good point. If you are going to suggest Rohit, you have to suggest one more option because you have to assume Rohit is not going to always be either available or fit at this stage of his career for every test, especially not a 5-test series or a 4-test series.
No, so, but I think the key point of the selector is that there are two important things. 2 World Cups coming in the next 2 years, correct? And Rohit is already being slotted as the white ball captain. So that's his priority. And he has always made it clear, I want to win something for this. Last time he was in 2019, he made hundreds of runs. No point. He lost it in half an hour in that semi-final. So he would be very hungry. But imagine India, I was just calculating the numbers, which is 37 ODIs India are playing and 28 T20s. And this is Rohit's main priority, right? White ball cricket. And then 9 test matches. 9 test matches is easy. Koi bhi kar lega. I think Rohit might do 1 or 2 series. Maybe the main series is the marquee series is Australia next summer, February, March, 4 test series. You have Sri Lanka abhi next wala and then Bangladesh 2 and 1 in England. So maybe they split between Rohit and KL. And Rishabh they groom as the deputy at some point.
So Nagraj has basically just given all the options.
Sorry, South Zone selector bolo na Gaurav Sundaraman. South Zone selector has not spoken yet.
Hold. South Zone will come to. Nothing goes through in the BCCI without the South Zone stamp. So we will come to GS in a second.
I think that in the test dressing room, you need someone like Rohit as the captain. I think one option could be maybe to handle this workload management. Maybe since the ODI World Cup is 2 years away, maybe you look at somebody else for the ODI captaincy because the T20 World Cup is this year. So you have Rohit focus on T20s and tests, and if he has to take a break, ask him to take that break in ODIs. And maybe then you can decide between Rahul or even Rishabh Pant as the ODI captain.
We don't need to discuss anything more. I think everyone will be in agreement, even GS, who is normally skeptical about most things.
No, please don't assume GS will be in agreement, Mr. Manjrekar.
No. Okay, let's see what flaw he finds in.
Because I have a feeling GS is going to just turn the table upside down.
He's going to yoke you, Sanjay.
So the fact that KL Rahul, as you all know, just became a regular 6 months ago. He was not even part of the test team before. Similarly, Rohit Sharma was struggling with fitness. He didn't start the Australia tour. He missed a lot of tournaments in the middle. And remember, he is also the captain of a very leading IPL franchise, which is more, I think, which adds more pressure to him than, say, a bilateral ODI series, if you ask me. So, or a bilateral T20 series. And like all of you have suggested, yes, Rohit would be a logical choice. But having said that, if he has to play the IPL, T20, ODIs, Tests, and they'll have like tours against Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka coming up after the IPL, it's too much of a workload with the bubble life, etc. In my view, who's really a proper test regular right now among all these players we are talking about? I think it's Jasprit Bumrah. And I think it's a good time to just, like how they gave Kumble the captaincy between Dravid and Dhoni. I think it's a good time to just try Bumrah out. You have only home tests mainly. And you have to figure out a way to.
Bumrah doesn't play home tests, no? Yes, that's the.
But you have to find a way to rest him in some other formats, maybe. But just a way to experiment and just make sure that Pat Cummins did a great job. Maybe Bumrah has it in him. I don't know. Just a left field thought.
Just to point out that Gaurav started his argument talking about workload management, and now he's suggesting a fast bowler who plays in all three formats should be the captain.
Or that big leading franchise, that too. Yeah. But come on, Sanjay, are you influenced by the great start to Pat Cummins' test captaincy that India should consider maybe Bumrah, or who knows? Our editor-in-chief loves Ashwin. Maybe Ashwin could be up there in the pecking order for test captaincy.
I don't know where DS has seen Bumrah captain that he wants to put that name in. I've just gone with somebody that we've seen as a leader. Bumrah might turn out to be exception, but I'd like to see him captain on occasions, at least some team somewhere.
Kohli has set the bar so high in terms of not being aggressive, but by pushing players to do something special. Now, that's what the selectors would think. Who among this lot we are talking about has that ability now or later to do that kind of a thing, immediately get the team together and create a sort of pathway to whatever he wants to achieve.
All right, we've heard plenty from everybody, and I guess I can sense from a lot of these astute followers of Indian cricket, Mr. Manjrekar and Mr. Golapuri, that it doesn't really matter, in certain formats who's captain, because you have a former India captain as coach, so he can just do everything. Other than wearing the blazer and going for the toss, Rahul Dravid can probably call the shots elsewhere, which he won't.
I'll make
one minute.
Point.
Former India captain is a BCCI president.
Oh, let's not forget that. We've got two now, so both of them can do this. They can do this.
They have to do this.
Sanjay.
Earlier, the players are a little more organized now. Everything is a little better than it used to be. Earlier in the 70s and 80s, when a captain was appointed, there was a revolt within the team as well that we don't want this guy as captain. So teams used to be very temperamental, and leadership was the key in getting the players together. I think now things have changed, and a captain is not really a big game changer when it comes to fortunes. Picking the playing 11 though, I think is crucial, and if you've got a good coach along with a decent captain, I think that is taken care of.
Call it what you want. That's what you have from Sanjay Manjrekar, Nagaraj Golapuri, Gaurav Sundaraman and Dustin Silgado. Rohit Sharma, likeliest candidate. Who knows? Rishabh Pant, Jasprit Bumrah, KL Rahul. Ashwin, I'm sure, has already submitted his application, so you never know who ends up getting the job. We'll find out. Thank you.